Well, hello, my friends. Welcome back to Breakfast with Sergio. In today's episode, I'm having an awesome conversation with my friend Ann Golumbuk. She's joining us all the way from San Diego, California. We're going to talk about, a very successful launch of her small works of a series that's called Hello Mother, I Am Home. Well, hello, Ann. Good to see you. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. How are you, Sergio?
I am doing good. Trying to stay warm here in Chicago. I know you are in San Diego, California, so I'm sure you are having a...
It was so hot here yesterday. I think we're in the 70s, high 70s, going into the 80s. I know.
You're killing me.
My family at home are like, oh my gosh, look at that sunshine. It's been
wonderful. Yeah. Well, absolutely. And I want to say, first of all, thank you for joining us. I know you've been super busy the last few days because you just did a brand new release of a new series, which you did along with me and many other artists as we did the Small Works Ourselves Challenge. And you did amazing. And I want to talk about a little bit about that, talk about your art, some of the things that you have experienced too, the story behind your series, because I think it's great, as we are right now, all experiencing this pandemic, and a lot of shows have been canceled and things have, have been postponed. So I think, for us as artists, we have these things called social media. We have all this technology around us, and, we are using it to get our work out there and in a successful way, organizing it, doing strategic marketing that can help us out. And at the same time, having a great time. So
absolutely,
that's what we're going to chat about. So before we talk in specifically, about your series, Hello Mother, I Am Home, tell me a little bit about your art itself. What is it that you like to do in your work?
My work, I usually paint really large paintings, very bright colors, lots and lots of energy. So this was really interesting for me to go to a smaller canvas. And so many people say to me, I love your work. It doesn't fit in my house, or it may be too expensive. So coming in and everything was going online, I thought, you know what, trying to reach the masses. And when I saw that you were doing this, I said, well, this would be a fun thing to try and do. And just be able to reach some of the people that wanted smaller pieces. So that's what I started thinking. And it ended up that a group of us, there was 5 of us that started working together because of your challenge. So that made it even more exciting.
More fun, yeah. And I love that because, that's kind of how I started, thinking about it, because I just like you, I like to work large. People know me for like the large figurative pieces. And a lot of people love the work. It's like, first of all, I live in a condo or something. I can't fit it, or others can afford it. And that's kind of like what got me thinking, well, there's a lot of people out there who we give them an opportunity. And that's kind of how we thought about it, right? It's not really making something cheap, because that's not the idea. It's to give people a great opportunity, and for us to challenge ourselves to thinking, strategically, and bring these big ideas into smaller space, and still have the same energy and enthusiasm that we have for a big piece, also in the smaller scale, and at the same time bring it out to the public. And that's what the whole basis for the challenge is. And I'm super excited that you joined, and you worked on that. So tell us a little bit about, as you began to think about, okay, what am I going to do? What was your process? What was your idea? Where this Hello Mother, I Am Home came from?
It's kind of my process, and which I found, because I do large paintings, when I was doing the smaller ones, they go so quick, and they're small. It's like, what do I do with this? So I laid them all out. And during the pandemic, all these cardboards coming in from Amazon, everything coming in, all this paper. And I keep thinking, I love nature. How do we save the planet and do something with these things that are coming in? So they just kept stacking up. So I started with cardboard, just cutting out. I thought, I'm just going to put it on cardboard. Then I had left over some little pieces of canvas, put that in, stripped out canvas. So I thought, I'm just going to build it off of the things that I have laying around in my studio. And I structure everything on red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. I love the rainbow. I love the rainbow colors. So I painted all of them, red, orange, yellow, 6 of each. And then I put a little message on each one at the base. And then I was out riding my bike with my husband, and I'm just thinking about the pieces, and it kept going. My mother would be so excited. She always wanted to be an artist. She would be so happy that I'm finally comfortable in my skin. I'm a very outgoing, energetic person, and sometimes I'm like, you're a lot. You're a lot of personality. So finally feeling 100% comfortable being exactly who I am. And I thought my mother would be so happy. And then I thought of it as a mother, and I thought, I would be so happy for my kids. Being this happy. So just enjoying life and painting and doing exactly what I want to do. And then I thought about the correlation with Mother Nature. So that's kind of coming home to who you really are, the planet that we live on, what is our responsibility to the planet as being a mother, and just enjoying life.
Exactly. I love that.
That's how it all kind of came. And once I got that, it's like, I'm just going to do all the fun things that make me happy.
And how many did you decide to make?
I made 24 of the 10 by 10s, and then I did 18 of the small 8 by 8 hearts.
That's amazing. And up to right now, at least at the time of this recording, you almost are already almost sold out with all the pieces. How many you have left?
I only have 2 of my 10 by 10s, but I'm looking at one of them, which is so neat, and I love it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I might need to keep that one in my own collection. It's so fun, and it's so me, and it takes me every time. Well, can I show it to you?
Yes, let's take a look. Okay.
This is Ice Baby, and there's a little Iceman on there, and he's my superhero. They all have superheroes in them to kind of protect the earth.
Very
I'm
good.
always going after the underdog. I always like to help people. So that one, every time I kept seeing the Iceman, I kept going, ice, ice, and I do a little dance. So that just takes me back to a happier time.
So it's calling you, but you never know. Maybe by the time we're done with this, already sold and it's going to another house. But that's okay. You know, somebody else will also be very happy and excited.
Somebody else is having their own little dance party. So that's exciting.
And what is pretty cool about the challenge, you know, as we do it, it's all about the story, right? It's not just about, okay, make some more work and put it out in the world. No, this is a whole, you know, kind of a step-by-step, 10 weeks we're working out. We start with the idea. What's the idea behind it? How do we put that together? How do we structure that together? And I think something that was very definite, I think, in your success, and you know, those of you who were working as a group together, which was pretty nice, is as I started seeing also the videos that you guys were putting out there. And tell me a little bit about that. Have you done that before? No,
and what was so exciting about your program, well, the 5 of us got together and we're like, oh, you're working on it. And then I would go, okay, I have a question about this. And then when we did the Mosho video, it's like, have you done it? Oh, I've used it. I haven't used it. So having all 5 of us working together on different parts, like Canva, that suggestion, I hadn't worked on either one of those. So that was wonderful for me. Some of the other girls had already done it. So they would coach, and then my website was already done. So some of them were working on theirs, trying to get the shops up and doing all that. We just worked. We had a meeting every Tuesday on Zoom.
Oh, that's great.
And we'd see you. So that really got us on task to see Sergio's video, get the video, and then we would set it up on Tuesday, and we have an hour-long meeting. So, and we're still doing it, and we're getting ready for your boot camp now.
That's good. Yeah, the boot camp's coming, and then the Art Business Grow Challenge after that in January. You know, because although it's exciting to, you know, have those small pieces out there, now it's like, okay, how do we also continue growing our business so that also the bigger pieces find homes, and, you know, we continue creating also different channels of income for our careers.
Well, which was also very exciting because we were going to do a show together, but we ended not doing that. So I had a pop-up in my front yard, I ended up selling 2 30 by 30s and 2 18 by 18s out of my original pieces.
That's
I
awesome.
had a commission coming from one of my neighbors. So that was just people walking by the house.
Right.
Very exciting. So
that is very cool, because, and I love that story, and that's why I wanted to kind of share that with our friends, because a lot of times, sometimes have artists say, well, it's too much work, to do small stuff just for a few things. But again, the small work is just, the way I see it, is like an excuse, right, to get really in front of people, to get excited and to get them excited, because a lot of times, as you have experienced, this kind of helps you just to get in front of them. But there are collectors out there who actually do have the money and do have the space, and they don't want the small thing. They want that big, beautiful painting that you have behind you, right? Yes. So because you did this, now it's kind of an opportunity. Oh, let's go see what Ann is doing. And now, well, those small ones are nice, but I really like the one that's behind the wall, right? Yes. And that's kind of like the experience a lot of times that happens. Or even I have seen, doing the challenge with many artists for many years, like, sometimes people come, they see it, and they may not buy now, but now you are in their radar. And when you have something that just happens to touch them, boom, they jump in. So it's just a way of getting out there. And I love what you're doing. Well, Ann, you have been so awesome. Thank you so much for, sharing your story with us, and, also this amazing series. I think that the series is going to sell out, very soon, and you will now just move on completely to the next thing. And that is wonderful. Now, for the friends who would like to follow you on social media, can you share where's your Instagram and Facebook, or anything that you want to share?
On Instagram at Ann Golumbuk, very simple. Facebook is Ann Golumbuk Art. And then my website is anngolumbuk.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ann. You've been so fabulous. Thank you for sharing your time. And, I have to say something, which I love your hair. I've been trying to do mine just like yours for a long time. It's just not coming out.
You just got to get it really long. Mine is really long right now. I know. I'm like, this is a little crazy. I know.
It's right on my alley. I love that.
That's wonderful.
Sorry, I had to say that, because all this conversation, I've been looking at your hair like, oh, that's awesome.
Oh, you're so sweet. I know. I love yours too. You gotta get it fresh in there. Yeah.
You gotta share some tips after the episode. So
absolutely.
Thanks to all our friends for watching today, or you're listening to the podcast. Thank you so much for your time. Please share this episode with all your friends. We would love to hear from you as well. Please connect with Ann also on social media. And if you would like also some help with your career, just reach out to me. We'd love to help. So thanks, my friends. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.